I know sometimes you don't want to wake up. You're taking on a lot and it's getting too much. I know that it feels you can never get it right, even though you try. Laying in your bed trying not to cry, but I see through your smile. Don't know where to go, been out on your own. You ain't used to be loved, never feel that you're enough. But I got you holding the line. Love you either way, my darling. It's raining outside, I know that it's late, but you don't always have to be okay. Love you either way, my darling. I know you're taking the time to get your head straight.
Hello, 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 everybody. Welcome. How we all doing tonight? My voice? It's already as high as it can go. Literally, like, as high as it can go. Turn the music down, though. There. Should here be okay now. I don't want to overpower everybody. There you go. Same thing as like the other day on FaceTime, Ames, when you were saying, "Oh, I can't hear the show," and you just had Discord muted or whatever. Anyway, not important. We're gonna move on. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. I have a special. I know you can all only see a black screen right now, but I have a special, excuse me, surprise for you tonight. Today on the channel, we are going to be debuting the first flight of our the FlightFactor Boeing 777-200, a plane that has been in development for I want to say about 2 years. I was actually fortunate enough to be able to get a hold of an early copy in beta. That was just by pure luck. I wasn't invited. I wasn't chosen for any particular reason. I just was able to get my hand on a copy of it. Now that it's in stable release version, we're going to take it for a flight here on the channel. I've done a number of flights in it already, in particular some long-haul flights. A difference that this one in particular has, well, you can hear me drinking my coffee there, and that's actually in the simulator. The attention to detail and realism is beyond anything I've ever seen in any X-plane aircraft. So I'm going to go through that, and we're going to show you guys what this plane actually can do, as well as some features that they've really kind of outdid themselves on. You can see why it was in development for about 2 years now, because of the attention to detail that has gone into this. So like anything else, I'll show you the outside here. Ignore the open cargo hatches. It just kind of spawns in that state the way I have it set up. We're flying the United livery tonight, repping United Airlines again. Something that I thought was interesting about this livery in particular is actually the engine cowling, which has actually a replacement. It's a replacement piece that really was interchangeable with another GE90 engine, obviously on another 777, and they've kind of modeled that in here, because if you go onto the other side, it's actually the pure gray white on the side. So you have a little bit of realism here with in terms of switching up the colors. Just give it a little bit of wear and tear look. I like that in particular. It's just a neat little detail, and the views are really spectacular from the cockpit and from the cabin. And we'll go through all that. It is very dark here in Chicago. We're flying today from Chicago to Orlando. Got my Miami Dolphins sweater on here. I know it's not the same city, but as per usual, I'll go through the overhead flows with you guys and show you how to get this thing in the air. Electrical battery on and APU generators going on. Primary and external power are connected, so we'll turn those on as well. I'm actually going to mute the music just so you guys can hear all of the sounds of this aircraft. It's going to come to life in a second here. You hear those rumbling. Alright, now it's really dark in particular here, so we'll just get some dome light, overhead and CB lights. We'll get the glare shields and panel lights on, master brightness. Nav and local lights are going to go on as well. No smoking going to go on as well. Okay. Emergency exit lights, top to bottom, left to right. ADARUs, it's our air data computers. We're going to switch those on. IFE pass seats and cabin utility on. I love the feel of the click of these buttons, and you can actually see the detail of the switches going on and off, which I think is really neat. Really nice design. We'll leave the generators off. Window heats will leave off. Hydraulics off. Pass signs are on. Cargo fire, that's fine. Do the fire test. What I really want here, though, anti-ice will leave off, is the air conditioning, humidifier, gasper, recirculation fans, and packs are going to go on. Because we have a pneumatic and air conditioning system connected to the aircraft on the ground right now, we don't actually have to... oh, it's a black screen. Okay, my bad. Love when that happens. There you go. You get to see when it's does its whole thing there. I'm sorry. I wasn't expecting that to happen. My goodness. Let me show you guys the look at that detail, but switching on and off the fuel pump there. Really cool. All right. Now the lower displays are kind of dark, so we'll get those on. The first officer side will go on that in this aircraft as well. You only have to do it once on the respective sides to light everything up. Okay, we'll come down to the EFB here. Ground service, I'm actually going to get the... we're actually going to have to go to initialize flight. That would help. Now, the EFB in this is a little bit different than the EFB in the PMDG 777 because of its detail. I actually want to say that this thing is a little bit more detailed to than the PMDG one, but yeah, I'm not in my outfit tonight. Nice to see you though, Joey. Thanks for tuning in. We'll go to ground service here. And you can hear those little beeps. That'll give you the... just let you know that the services are coming up. Now, because of the flights that I've done in this aircraft already, I have it set up so that it excuse me, doesn't require a lot of tweaking from me. It's really just small things that I can change whenever it's necessary. But everything in this airplane is fully customizable. And I mean everything down to if you want people to be using the lavatory during the flight. So we'll get data from SimBrief. That's already in here. That's good. Let's go to airplane. I don't need that open, or that, or that. I should probably fix that, but another time when we spawn in. Weight and balance, fill from SimBrief. That's what our load is going to look like here. The loading page, simultaneous full load. We just click that, it's easy. Otherwise, if you click the load buttons on this side, it will take it in real time. So however many passengers, cargo, fuel you need on board, that's all going to spawn in real time. So it's going to take a little bit of time. Since we're a little bit short on time, I'm just going to hit load automatically, basically, and we'll just get going. Seatbelts are going on. We'll come down to the FMC here. Boston it. We are going from Chicago O'Hare. Pop that in. That's our initial IRS position. Come to route. Then it again. Going to Orlando. We're going to be operating today as United 2856 Heavy. We are going to be departing off of runway 27 left here in Chicago. Runway 27 left. No SID for this. We're just going to go direct to our first waypoint. Routing. Next page. It's going to take us all the way to our first waypoint, which is going to be... Let me see. Direct to a waypoint called Dent, D-E-N-N-T. Hit that, direct Dent. Next we're going direct Darcy. Next we're going direct to Dregs. A lot of D's here. Next we're going to go direct to Dumgi. I don't know if that's how you say it. Dunge. Next, Skoto. Whoops. I can actually... Something I like about this is that it's kind of a, you know, way out pro and con. I like that you can actually type in with your keyboard onto the FMC here, the flight management computer. On the FlightFactor, sorry, on the PMG 777, I don't think that's an option. But what's even better about that one, I want to say, is that you can just automatically load your flight plan in from SimBrief automatically. All these waypoints are put in there for you, so you don't have to... You can actually get off the ground a little bit sooner. Next, we're going to a waypoint called Swap. By the way, I haven't figured out a way how to do it in this plane just yet. I don't think, unless you download the flight plan onto a external system, I think SimBrief has something you can use which will let you to load it, but you actually have to download the flight plan first. And that's just like extra work that I don't really want to do. So it's actually just easier for me to put all the information in manually. Plus, then you guys get to see exactly what goes into flight planning here. ZJX. Okay, that's going to be good. That's going to be the routing. Then we're going to start with the arrival. We're going to be doing the Grinch 5, perfect for Christmas. The Grinch 5 arrival. ILS 36 left into Orlando. .36 right. Okay, 36 left actually doesn't have an ILS, so we'll have to do an RNAV approach into 36 left then. We'll do the RNAV into 36 left. Fine, whatever. We're going to take the LoRa transition and ZJX. There we go. Routing, activate, execute it. Okay, that's done. Perfect. Next, we'll go into our cruising altitude. Cruising altitude today is going to be 39,000 feet. I came in from Dubai this morning, actually, on this plane. So, when we were cruising up at 39,000 feet. So I know this thing can perform well at long haul, so... But this is just going to be a test run of how well this thing flies. I'll give you my opinion on it, and if I think it's worth the money. I paid about $89 US for this thing, so I expect good quality from it, partially because it's been in development for so long, and also partially because that's a lot of money to spend on a virtual airplane. So But I have done enough flights in it to know now that to make an opinion on it. And now we are able to actually form public opinions on this airplane because it's in release status, or it's in a release state, let's say. Minimum takeoff fuel is going to be 50,810. We have 51,800 pounds on board, so that's good. Zero fuel weight. We're going to have to come over here back to our EFB and hit performance. Excuse me. Our zero fuel weight is going to be optimize our center of gravity. That's fine. Yeah, doesn't really matter. You can just kind of retouch the load however you want it. Zero fuel weight is 379.47. And that's gonna, I'll punch that in wrong. 379.47. That's our zero fuel weight. We want our ground weight, actually. Can I delete this? What if I just put that in there? Okay, there we go. That changed it. You can't do to 2 decimal points, apparently, so... My mistake. Okay. We have approximately 11,260 feet of runway to use. This is going to be a pretty light flight, so we're going to use takeoff duration. We'll do 1 and climb 2. Doesn't really need to be a quick departure. Going to use flaps 5. Performance. Estimated takeoff weight is going to be 430,305 pounds. And the center of gravity is going to be 28.3. Yeah. Okay. 28.3%. Let's get the weather here in Chicago. VFR, it's good for flying tonight. Altimeter 2967. Outside air temperature is 4 degrees Celsius, pretty cold. That's about 39 Fahrenheit. Sorry, it's 10 degrees Celsius. I'm looking at the dew point. 10 degrees Celsius, that's about 50 Fahrenheit. Wind is 180 at 8. 180 at 8. Flap config, we're going to go flaps 5. Takeoff 1. KORD. Runway 27 left. 27 left. No intersection departure. Dry. Anti-ice off. Calculate that. Takeoff. Our selected temp is going to be 57 degrees. The wind, surface wind here, is 1/8 at 8. That'll give us the climb reduction at 1,000 feet. Go back. Flaps 5. Center of gravity 28.3. Doesn't like that? Okay. 28%. Let's just do that. 28%. That gives us a trim of 4.25. Ref speeds on. 125, 133, 144 is our speeds. Steph, should have known when you would show up and give me some hate on my Twitch channel. Thank you for the sub. Welcome. 2967 is the altimeter here, so we're going to go ahead and switch, set that. 34567, and I believe there is a way to actually sync the captain and first officer's barometric scales here, but I'm not going to worry about it right now. Barometric altitude is going to be 1,680. 1,680 feet. Seven, 8. There we go. Follow, sub, whatever. I don't care. Okay, show-offs, enough. I'll get there. Just wait. Give it time. 29.67. Going the wrong way. Perfect. Okay, primary, captain, first officer, and standby altimeters are set. 125, 133, 144. I will set that. Those are pretty low speeds. We could probably derate the takeoff even more, but that's fine. Okay, initial climb clearance will go up to 5,000. Initial heading is going to be 273. 273. Okay, now let's run through our departure plan. Data on here. Just make sure we have everything involved. No step climbs are necessary on this flight. Here at our top of descent. And then we will come in and give ourselves vectors for the next waypoint into, which is going to be the start of the approach. Laura. Expand. And yeah, that looks good. Okay. Keep it on map, 10 degrees. We'll fly the initial runway heading, then make a left turn towards the south. Yeah, you know what? You're horrible. Get out of here. I'm just doing this for fun. I don't care about making money off this. Alright. Test the oxygen. Done. Cool. There we go. So these kind of give you different values whenever you screw around with the load. But I'm just going to keep what I have in here because it shouldn't have changed too much. I'm not going to change anything else other than what I've just done right now. Getting close to departure time, so we can go ahead and file our pushback, which is going to be I suppose we can just come to here.
Ground to cockpit, plan acknowledged. Call me through the menu when you are ready.
I also want to try something else out as well, which is a feature on Volanta, which actually gives you an overlay. Streamer tools. Overlay is running. Add this URL as a browser source in your streaming software. Do you know how to do that, Aim? Add a browser source in streaming software? In Streamlabs? A browser. Oh, here we go. Browser source. Hold, please. Hold, please. Oh my god, look how cool that is. Look at that. That's so neat. Now we can see where the plane is going. I can put that up top there. It shows you the speed, vertical speed, heading, and altitude. Look at that. I think that's so cool. I've wanted to do that since I started streaming, so I'm so happy I figured that out. I'm so happy yeah. There's other ones too. There's like this one as well. I'm gonna play around with it just to see, because we have a few minutes before we get going. So I'll get rid of this for a second here. I know. I'm so happy about that. I'm so happy as well that Volanta just provides it to you without being stingy about it. I think it's the same. So I think I already have that stuff. Like, your name is up in the top corner here. But, I want to figure out how to expand this as well. Like, because it should be more width. Do I want to expand the width, maybe? Aha! Look at that. Oh. There we go. Oh, man, that is cool. Look at that! I gotta slim it down a little bit, but that should be good. Puff it up a little bit just so you can doesn't. Yeah, right there. That looks great. All right, cool. Cool. And we got that. There we go. Okay, cool. Gives you the speed, vertical speed, heading, altitude. The flight plan, obviously, we're going from Chicago to Orlando. The ATC call sign, the network, phase, and estimated time of arrival. That's so cool. I'm so happy with myself. I'm so pleased with myself. Just let me take a moment and relish this. I'm so happy about that. All right, the flight plan is filed. We are going to get ready to go here. We're going to start the APU. I'm overhead. APU generator is on. We'll close the forward and aft cargo holds. Don't need the loaders anymore. Let's go ahead, and something I really like about this airplane is that if you come over here to the FCU, there's a button called Checklist. Excuse me. And interactive checklists actually come with the aircraft. Pre-flight checklist. Oxygen has been tested 100%. Flight instruments checked. Heading and altimeters are set. Pre-flight checklist is complete. We do the before start checklist as well. Cockpit door is going to be closed and locked. MCP, V2, heading, track, and altitude are all set. Takeoff speeds, V1 125, rotate 133, V2 144. That's set. CDO pre-flight is completed. Trim 4.25. We'll get that once we taxi and pressurize the hydraulics. Taxi takeoff briefing is completed. All we have to do is close the door and get the beacon light on. APU lead's going to go on, get some air conditioning in the cabin. We'll select primary external power off. That changes the power source from the APU over to the from the ground power unit to the APU generators. Get rid of the pneumatic system here, and the air conditioning system, and the gate. Okay. We will, at this time now, the purser would tell the flight attendants to arm doors for departure, cross-check. And that would then set the doors to... The pilots will see doors auto here. That means the doors are armed and the emergency exit slides are armed to go. Toggle the jetway. We can get going a little bit early. Beacon light going to go on. You can see the red flashing light. Looks really good. Turn down the dome light. I'll keep it on a little bit, actually, just so we can see what we're doing. Cabin controls, cabin light, main cabin lighting. We should probably turn that on so that people aren't sitting in the dark. All right, and then I just want to make sure everything on the ground is gone. GPU 1, 2, and the chocks could get removed. All doors and hatches are closed. And the B4 start checklist is complete. Okay. Good, good, good. We'll start the push, so now I'll tell the first officer to call for the push.
Ground to cockpit. Tow is driving up.
Yeah, I'm not surprised. She's like me. She doesn't do any of the actual work. She just does theoretical work. Why? What's she saying in there? Saying some silly stuff? I could tell you what it is. I mean, I'm the one who came up with the codes, so I would hope I would know what's going on in there.
Okay, all doors and hatches are closed, ready to connect.
Bring it. Bring that truck in here. I could see a day where I wouldn't know, but at the present moment, I'm still useful for something. Steph, are you talking about Mike in HQ? Because I see a screenshot of you talking about Mike.
So connected and bypass pin inserted. Release parking brake.
All right, jumped back into the cockpit. We forgot our squawk code actually, which is going to be 6505. Get that out of here. Engine bleeds are going to go on. Generators are going to go on. Window heats on. Left and right. Hydraulic. Primary and demand pumps are going to go on. Fuel pumps are going on. Anti-ice is going on. Park brake off.
Starting pushback, and you may start engine.
Oh yeah, someone screenshotted it, and I see it. I see it all up in my Discord DMs. I wonder if it'll automatically change the phase from... I mean, I see it's capturing my speed. I think it just takes whatever phase it is from Volanta and then pops it into the simulator, which is still pretty cool. There's a good-looking Air Canada jet over there. Looks like a 767. They're actually bringing them back into service, which I'm excited about. Okay. We are going to try and follow real-world United operation procedures here. So we can go ahead and start the left engine. Move the start ignition switch to start. N2 is rising. give it fuel. Listen to those engines.
Operation complete. Set parking brake. Disconnecting tow. Stand by.
Now the switches and sounds on this aircraft are phenomenal. I don't have enough good things to say. Were you not at the meeting today? All right. Is he still down there? I think he is still down there.
Tow is disconnected
Yeah, he
and
is.
bypass pin has been removed. Hand signal will be on the right. We'll see you next time and have a great flight.
Thank you, thank you. Steph, I promise I'll reply in a minute. I just want to get this thing running up in the air. Everyone give a big thumbs up to this guy. He'll help push this massive 777. Alrighty. We will go and hit auto brake RTO, flaps to 5 degrees. The after start checklist here. Well, before taxi checklist, really. We'll hit recall, checked, flight controls, and ground equipment. Flight controls will be full left, full right, elevators, full left rudder, full right rudder. Flight controls are free and correct. Trim is going to be 4.25. Stabilizer trim's at 4.25. Rudder trim at 0. We'll leave the APU running at the moment just because we have to start the other engine. Flight director's on. LNAV and VNAV. Park brake is off. Runway turn-off lights on. Taxi lights on. And we'll see if we can taxi this thing with one engine. Should be fine because we have a pretty light load today. How good does this thing sound, guys? Seriously. I think it sounds amazing. In real life, United Airlines does use single-engine taxi procedures below 30 degrees outside air temperature. So that's what we're doing today. We'll dim the cabin for departure here. And we'll go ahead and start the right engine. Oh, how good does that look, guys? Seriously. I don't know, the views are kind of a little sticky here, but we make it work. Alright, I did want to start it up a little bit quicker than I had expected just because we are pretty close to the runway. Okay, 2 good engine starts. We'll hit the engine bleeds are on, APU bleed is going off, and APU is off. Just leave it on auto. Flight attendants, please be seated for departure. Thank you for the follow, I appreciate that. Welcome to the stream. Getting ready for takeoff here. Here's the outside of this beautiful beast. How good does she look, huh? They've done a really amazing job with external modeling and internal modeling too. We'll take a look at the a cabin tour and cockpit tour once we get up into the air. It's been good. It's been good. Thank you. How about you? Nice of you to stop by. All right, before takeoff checklist, please, folks. Flaps are set. TCAS is going TARA. We will wait here. Tune the tower frequency. I don't really know if this is the correct tower frequency, but it's ground north is 124, 125. 124. That's ground, my bad. Tower is 27 left, 126.9. 126.9. Tower, hello, United. 2856, heavy. Holding short, runway 27 left on Bravo, ready for departure. Before takeoff checklist complete. United 2856, Chicago Tower. Wind is 190 at 10, gusting 21, runway 27 left, clear for takeoff. Clear for takeoff 27 left, United 2856. Alright, landing lights going on, wing light going on, strobe lights on, take the runway turn off lights off. Flight directors armed, LNAV and VNAV armed, auto throttle armed. Clear right.
Approaching 27 left.
Look at that night texturing, huh? All right, folks.
Runway 27 left.
Enjoy the takeoff. Thrust set. Pause to brake, you're up. Heading select. Pitch down, gain speed. Follow the flight directors. Alright, I'm going to engage the autopilot just because I need to do some checks on where we are going to be making our turn to. Let's select heading hold, and we will make a turn towards the south of 180. Flaps 1. Speed check. Heading select. Autopilot's going to follow that. At 20:56, contact departure. Good night. And flaps clean. Good performance on takeoff. It does feel a little bit stiff, but I imagine that is how the real thing flies. I'm used to flying lighter jets, honestly. Let's climb and maintain 12,000. Steph, we are going to Orlando. No. Alright, after takeoff checklist. Landing gear up and flaps up. After takeoff checklist complete. Alright, select flight level change because we're cleared up to 12,000 feet. And we will just go direct to Dent. Execute that, and LNAV and VNAV. Should adjust our pitch here. Doesn't she look good? We are flying to Orlando today, my friends. How's the sound? Can you still hear me and the sim at the same time? Perfect. All right, FAA regulation is you cannot exceed 250 knots below 10,000 feet for noise abatement procedures and so on. People get really grumpy on the ground when you start making a lot of noise with an airplane late at night. So, 8,100 feet, 8,200, climbing to 12,000. Now, in real life, I am a bit surprised that United Airlines is operating the 777 down to Orlando from Chicago, because it is a massive plane. But then again, I'm not surprised as well, because a lot of people are taking their holiday vacations now, so. I can close out Chicago here. Weather for this flight looks pretty good. There is a storm around the east coast of Texas right now, so hopefully we won't run into any issues there. 10,000 feet, the plane will start accelerating now, pitching down a little bit. so the climb will slow down. Landing lights are going off, taxi light is off. Wing light is also going off. Alright, I will show you guys the cabin in a minute here, once we get to 18,000 feet and clear ourselves up to final cruising altitude. But I just love taking in the sights of everything, because it sounds so good. It sounds so good, looks so good. And to be fair, there's the city, by the way. Not too great because we're a little bit too far away, but to be fair, it has to be. It has to look really good. X-Plane has to compete with Microsoft Flight Simulator and Flight Sim 2024 that just came out. The reason I haven't covered any of that on my channel yet is because it's still getting the kinks worked out in it, so apparently there's some issues that have come up which they still need to fix, so I'm just holding out on that until we get a little bit more details on how the sim is progressing. But rest assured, it will come. It will come. But today I thought we'd try something new, and I've been eager to show off this aircraft to you guys for a little while now, so in a second I'll turn down the engines. Once we kind of get up above 18,000 feet, I can set standard pressure. What do you guys think so far? I will show you a couple of cool little neat little things that they have added in here. The simulation of real-world cockpit lighting, like on this side versus this side. That's a little bit darker on this side than it is this side because of you can turn it up a little bit more on this side, on the first officer side. That sort of stuff is pretty cool to me. Seatbelts will release the cabin crew. Everyone get up, go to the bathroom. Yeah, I mean, it's not... cruise is mostly the most boring part of a flight, let's say. 18,000 feet, we'll set standard pressure here. Standard. Come on, there we go. Standard and standard. Alright, we'll clear ourselves up to 39,000. Yep. And I will give you guys the grand tour. So let me turn down the... Mostly what I do, especially for like long haul flights, I just sleep usually. All right. Let's get on back here. So as we leave the pilot's chair, it actually goes out of its spot for realism, so you can actually simulate yourself leaving the cockpit, which is interesting. Climbing normally through 21,000 feet on our way to 39,000. We are gonna... I should have had that locked. We can open this up. Oh, it's because unlocked. There we go. All right. Cabin tour. This thing should close automatically. There we go. Yeah. I'm not so fond of it closing automatically because sometimes I want it to stay open. But particularly when I'm on the ground, but I haven't figured out a way how to keep it open yet. But I reckon it will come. Or somebody will tell me how to do it, and I'll feel stupid because I should have figured it out sooner. Anyway, forward galley, lots of space. Now, a shot from this particular angle here was actually on FlightFactor's pre-release post about the aircraft. Now they were saying, oh, look at our forward galley. There's also ambient lighting you can choose. We're doing a turn. Now this is the cabin, and something cool about the cabin, especially, well, I mean all parts of the cabin, you can customize what kind of seats you want on the aircraft. You can also customize how many seats you want on the aircraft. In this case, I took a replica data from the real United website on their 777s and kind of retrofitted it so that you can actually have more economy seats if you want, or more business class seats. You could have it all business class, you could have it all economy if you really wanted. There's so many customization options, which is really cool, I think. That is something that I have never seen on another airplane before, at least that I've flown. Something I do wish they had incorporated, which more and more planes are now incorporating, is the seatbelt no smoking light. I believe it does work, but it's not very pronounced. Much more like the PMDG 777. The seatbelt sign and the no smoking sign actually have a glow to them, which is pretty cool, because in dark conditions, that's really what they would do. They would glow in the dark. Now, obviously, this doesn't look like the real United Airlines business class, but the seats are pretty much similar to what you'd find on it. In real life, there'd usually just be, I think it would be 1, 2, and 1. But on this flight, it's 2, 2, and 2 configuration. Now, the options between the seats that you can get are these seats, which are a business class seat, and the only other option that you can pick for a first class seat is an actual interclosable pod that you would find on Emirates Airlines or like Singapore Airlines or something like that. They're mostly an Asian airline style configuration, but since there's definitely no pods on United, I elected for the comfy business class seat instead, which it looks like Emirates business class instead of Emirates first class, which has the pods on it instead. But you can change it, it's all up to personal preference. There's also a Turkish Airlines style that we can look at as well. Going back midsection of the cabin, this is right behind business class, is the forward galley, or the mid galley between business and, well, there's actually a second row of business class seats here. In real life, this would be premium economy. On this flight as well, it would be premium economy, but there's no difference between economy seats and business class seats in this case. There's no in between, so I just put business class in instead. Moving forward then, we have the start of economy. These would be kind of preferred seats with extra legroom. And as you can see, there are a lot of rows here. Something I do like about the PMDG 777 that's not on this one is the addition of signs. Gives you a particular seat number that's actually modeled in the other one. I think that's a really cool touch that they did. Going back as well, this is the aft part of the aircraft. Lots of seats here. And moving into the aft galley. And I usually just have the lights on in the galley all the time. That's usually what most airline operators do anyway. Before everybody starts asking, or if anyone asks at all, I'm not too sure. Yes, you can use the lavatories on these aircraft. To a degree. This is the crew rest compartment, actually, which I'll show you. I actually didn't find this before. I'll show you this now. So crew members will come up here, and there's actually a little bunk hidden out above the cabin floor for the flight attendants and the pilots. Cool little space. I always wanted to sneak up there and see if anyone would notice on flights I've had with operating a 777. We'll close that, and it's secured by a password. Something interesting and detailed about this airplane too is that if you set passwords on any of the doors, so the crew rest compartment and the flight deck have pass-coded entries, you set passwords for them, which you can do in the EFB in the cockpit, the doors will not open unless you actually punch in the right code. If you punch in the wrong code, it won't open. That's pretty cool. We'll open up the lavatory here, and yes, you can indeed see the toilet and the sink. Nothing special, as airplane bathrooms are. Unfortunately, there is a flush button on the toilet, but it doesn't make any sound. So, not too sure how that works. But I reckon it's probably the sound file that was probably just not included. Or they didn't have one. Move over to the other side of the airplane here. We will go back into the cockpit. Open it back up. It'll close automatically. And we'll lock it again. As if nothing ever happened. Now, let's go into the main menu here, and I'll show you guys what this airplane can really do. It will show your departure airport with all the correct maps, taxiways, everything, which is really cool for us plane nerds. I mean, those who don't have any interest in this really won't have any interest in watching the video, but, you know, for those people who are interested in flight simulation, then, you know, this is a really cool experience that you can partake in, especially if you like flying commercial. Takeoff performance and an onboard performance calculator are included, which is good. A briefing will actually give you an overview of the flight plan, all the important weights, fuel points, whatever you have it. This is interesting too, because you can actually do a fuel check and then compare. Now, that's a level of realism again that we haven't seen in the flight sim world for forever. Actually, it's a really cool idea that they've integrated that. I actually prefer, if I'm doing fuel checks and playing by that standard, then I actually prefer to do it on my tablet that I have next to my desk. NOTAMs are important as well. You can check the import NOTAMs, taxiways, or any important information that you need to know. You also see weather en route, origin, destination, and your alternate, which is really cool. Simulation is another cool thing, because you can start playing around with all sorts of things. Any failure you could possibly imagine is included on this airplane and programmable for the pilot. Crew interaction. If you actually want to order the flight crew to do things and give them orders to, you know, secure the cross-check the cabin before departure, all that stuff, you can enable voice communication. That does enable a whole other world of realism, which you can actually access through the center console here. You can call the ground, basically. So you actually have to say hello to them and all that before. But there is nobody on the ground right now, obviously, since we're in the air, so we really don't need to worry about that. But if you did want to enable that, I have it off just because it's kind of a pain if you want to just get going. I'm more interested in flying the plane. I don't really do that stuff on the ground. Don't really care about that too much, so not really worth it for me. I have my radios off, so that's fun too. you can actually get a, like when you're entering a runway, clear left, clear right, check, which is pretty cool. You can have the first officer fly the plane if you want to as well. The level of realism really goes extremely deep into what this plane can actually do. And yes, now we're up in cruise, so there's really not going to be too much to look outside at, but you know, I'll let you all listen to some music and chill out here. Subtitles, I guess, is something you can enable. Equipment, if you want to see. This is the cockpit door code as well. I guess I set one up. So, but yeah, there's really, you can set up if you want classic versus modern standby instruments. Whatever you want. Really, there is something here for you. Graphics, effects, and sound. I'm going to try and find that. I'm going to try and find that option that we can sync the captain and first officer barometers. Don't want to fly from the right seat. Want that either. It's not the end of the world, but you know, it would be convenient. I don't want that utilities either. I actually want airplane. This is something cool too as well. You can actually see if the lavatories are occupied or vacant, and they will change throughout the flight. Every couple of minutes there will be actually a change in somebody using the toilet or getting out from the toilet. The water levels will also decrease as well. 10 liters of waste, 390 liters of water. You can also override the climate if you want it to be colder or warmer in the cabin. Okay, we might as well switch to that. We'll be coming in on runway 36 left. That's all I can really see for now. Oh, I don't want that. This takes the actual outside information here instead of the destination. Matar. I'm sure there is a way to do it, but I really don't know how to do it at the moment. It's got to be somewhere in an airplane. I would think it's under... This is where I would think it would be. equipment? No. General. Guess not. I have no idea. Oh well, I'll have a look later, but for now, you can actually see the progress of the flight up top, so we're about a quarter of the way there. Estimated time, 1 hour and 30 minutes to landing. Ladies and gentlemen, hope you enjoy the flight. I'll switch on the wing lights so that you guys can see outside. And I'll play around with the screen here. For now, guys, sit back, relax, and enjoy. Enjoy the sounds of this new 777.